call the meeting to order. 2026 budget meeting. Faith, the floor is all yours.
Okay, well, in front of you, you guys have an appropriation report, you have a fund report, and I gave you the spring disbursement of the Form 22, which is our revenue in from the county. We get this 2 times a year. We get one in June and we get one in December. The December one is usually a little bit less than the June one, but not drastically less. You will see on your reports that this is basically our expenses for the first 6 months of the year. So, we will be, basically, ideally what we would like to do is just take the expenses, double them, add a little bit, make the budget, and kind of go that route, but it doesn't work quite that easily. But we can go through, and if you want to talk about each individual item, if you want to talk about, I don't know how you want to talk about the different stuff. We put things in this budget for the 25 budget that we knew we weren't going to use, but we put them in there just in case we were able to find, like medical insurance. If we were able to find a good medical insurance, we put it in there hoping that, we would be able to find something we weren't able to. I don't know if that's something that we want to carry over into 26, but those type of things. And we budgeted high for 25 just because we weren't sure. And it was my first time doing the budget for the town, so I wanted to make sure that we were covered, knowing that we probably weren't going to spend a fraction of what we were budgeted for, with the exception of the legal, because I feel like we go through that one like water. So, but take a look. I know it's 8 pages long. Anything that's in all caps are the ones that we added for the 25 budget, and then anything that is in lowercase was something that was either an older account or an account that we have just done like a pass through, like on the very end, like the Youth Coalition, the vehicle impoundment. Those aren't ones that we actually use, but they do technically have some little bitty amounts in them. And you won't have to worry necessarily about the sewer, because the sewer is not a budgeted.
Well, these items I see that's in the negative, we obviously need to budget more money for those, right?
Yes, we will have to budget more money for them, yes.
I'm a genius.
So, you're hired.
So it looks like the insurance, is that what that is? I can't see straight over.
Yeah. You want me to go get you a ruler?
Let's just find the negative and see what they are.
Did we have an audit or something that changed that amount that got us there, or what got us there?
So I think that what happened with this insurance amount was because our workers' comp insurance is the one that
That's what I
caused
said,
us.
if we
Yes,
were audited,
yes.
and then the audited
And
payroll
it went up,
changed.
and it was like a 20. I think Jerry said it was like a 20%. It was a pretty substantial increase, and we budgeted more than what was budgeted last year, but not enough to allow for that
So
particular.
we're 35,000,
What we had budgeted, and we have spent 38,000.
so we need
So I'll
to
have to
budget
move.
for 42,000.
Probably, yeah. That's what we're here to talk about,
Okay.
but
Printing cost or extra, just looking at the negative.
well, but we have posted, we did extra things in the ads because of the different hearings and stuff that Matt and them have put into the papers. So that is some of those expenses.
Yeah, I can see us needing $500 a year probably.
Well,
So-
the more stuff we're gonna do as far as things are gonna change in town, have to be posted in the paper,
Right.
we're gonna need, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see.
Well, this is just a good snapshot of what we have, and I'll move, stuff from different lines that we haven't used to cover the negatives, but this is the true number right here. We haven't moved anything,
Okay.
so. And you'll see, if you look up at the top, you'll see repairs and maintenance under gasoline. So there's 2 repairs and maintenance, and you don't see it on the printout, but one is repairs and maintenance for the town, and one is repairs and maintenance for town hall. So that's why there's 2 different ones. It's not, I mean, we keep them separate so that we could monitor how much we were spending for the town hall itself, and then how much we were using for repairs and maintenance for the town. And actually, Rudy, that was your suggestion last year with the budget.
Good job.
I'm sure it was something.
If you just don't see it, it just says repairs and on there, but that's what it is. It's repairs and maintenance, one is for the town hall and one is for the town.
So this gasoline here, what's this one for?
So the gasoline was, we have one for like when we use the mowers and stuff here in town, and then we have the bigger budget for gasoline is for the police department. We have a $9,000 budget.
And maintenance vehicles, so.
Yes.
So why is this one here, why we not using any of it?
Well, let me see.
I mean, I don't care, I just wonder what's going on with it. I guess my question is, where we really at on gasoline for the year? Do we know?
I can tell you.
Are we doing better or worse? I'd like to know. Yeah.
It doesn't show the police have used any gas either on later on the report with the LIT monies. So we're still 100% at $9,000.
I just would like to know, so I know how proactive we need to be, can be, can't be.
Yeah, you know.
Yep, give me 1 second to
Well,
pull up the
somehow,
under.
you know, we're thinking about getting another police officer, maybe another car, we need to up that budget.
Right, well, are we good?
Well, you just get another car, we can't be good.
Right.
So I would just out of safety sake, add 30% more to the budget. For that, not that we're gonna use it,
See, it's
cause if we
not
don't budget,
here.
we can't use it.
Well,
See, I don't
the
know
whole goal
why
of the
this
second officer is
isn't,
for the safety and.
Mine's not showing up.
I know, because they're right
Because
here,
that's
and it's the
not
account
good.
number.
In the town hall, that's not good.
It
Is it
doesn't
showing
make
up when you're pulling up from?
If I pull up Premier Companies, who we pay for gasoline, it shows that we have had 3 transactions for the police department and 3 transactions for the town and 1 transaction for diesel.
So is it coming out like 1360 on the?
No,
police?
well, 1360, yeah, the 3 of them came out of 1360 and 3 of them came out of 1222 for the town.
Yeah, and it doesn't show.
It doesn't show that,
it on
I don't
here.
know why. So here, let me go get an actual calculator, like one that's not on the phone. Are you guys gonna eat?
I hope so.
Well, go ahead and eat.
Rudy's
Okay,
starving.
so for the town,
I ate breakfast at 5 AM.
Oh, wow.
we have spent $23.94.61 on gasoline for the town. The police,
2,000,
$23.94.61.
And that means we've got $605.39 left.
We spent $33.65.44 for the police.
33.65.
44.
So we have
And then-
9,000 in that. Yeah, we have plenty of money.
Yeah, and then we have
How much
spent,
is that for? Or,
9,000.
okay. so
your
we're doing
budget's
good on
9,000, you're at 33.
Alright, that's good.
5,600 over.
So, when you still have 6 months left,
That's
but,
good.
But
But
for next year, we still need to up it
we
for
still
next
need to look at,
because we're looking at bringing on another officer, so that's more time on the road.
yeah, we need to
So
look
we
at
need a
that.
budget for it, whether we use it or not.
true, true.
Well, right now, we're 8/12 through it. And
Huh?
we're 8/12 through the year, and we've only used barely over 30% of the fund amount.
Alright, but we've not,
I'm just saying that,
I don't think-
keep that in the calculation.
right, but if we get another full time,
Yes.
we want that full-time on the road pretty much all the time.
Well, it's gonna be evening time, so we definitely want him roaming more, I would say.
So, and what was that total amount we had?
3364 is what,
He's working at night.
and I'll figure out why it's not bringing that number over, I don't know. 3300,
365.
But what was the total we allowed for?
9,000.
I think I was bumped to 12. Not knowing what we're gonna do.
Well, I mean, we
But
can
may
bump
need-
it, that doesn't mean we have to spend it,
Right, I'm just
so.
saying, if we need it, we can, or whatever.
What's the other one look like, that she said the 2394?
Well, that's for the.
That's for the
We
town.
use more of that.
Yeah, but I mean, we get one bill, so we can, you
That's
know,
what I'm saying.
yeah, we just get one bill, and then the diesel goes to the sewer company, cause the sewer company's the only one that uses diesel, the town doesn't
For
really
the
use.
tractor.
Well,
Yeah,
and the generators,
Well, the tractor's used for mowing,
right,
so,
and so does, you know, the tractors, two tractors.
mhm.
well, so what I do is I basically do one invoice to the
diesel
town,
generators.
one invoice to the police
3
department.
diesel generators.
Diesel, well, I only code diesel to the sewer, I don't give,
They've got external tanks on all of them, right? So-
It's doing that drill.
Right, but I'm saying we don't actually fill them, they keep them topped off and treated and everything.
Well, the new big one, I would say the truckle, it probably holds 500 gallons.
Yeah, it's got a tank on it.
That's probably check it.
so you wanna do 12 for next year?
I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm kind of with Steve, maybe we probably won't get there, but it's better to have it.
Well, it has to be able to spend it, it has to be budgeted. It doesn't mean you have to spend
I
it.
would rather, yes.
You don't have. to
I
put
mean,
it-
here's the other thing we gotta look at that's gonna be, depending on if we get the grant, whoever's hired, if they're gonna be paid at that time, we could have more fuel expenses going up if they're at the academy, but sitting there. I mean, I think
True.
it'll be fine.
Okay,
It's
Okay.
not that much more, but I'm just saying, there could be a couple things here or there that
okay.
we're not really looking at, but could hit us.
I mean, should we, literally, is it easier for us, I mean, we're kind of doing this.
I know, it's,
Should we just start at the beginning and saying, we're hitting budget there, we've budgeted too much, let's reduce that, and
we
kinda
can
walk
I
down
mean,
through
that's totally
does that
fine
make
if you
any
wanna do
sense?
that.
And that way we just kind of go through it in some order.
So there was some confusion last year with regard to the employees and stuff. So what we did is we brought over employees that were sewer and town, you know, everything was brought over into town, and that does not have to be the case. So those budgets will actually go down for, like, the clerk treasurer, the town council will stay the same, but town employees, those numbers, we will go back more in line with what the actual salary ranges are, because sewer is gonna be completely separate. When they originally talked about it, when we were doing these, they were like, no, you have to have everything done through the town, and that's not the case. So those numbers will come, now, town council will stay the same, but the other ones they will lower, because they don't have to be doubled up for sewer and town. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So,
So, 34,000 for the year to date, for town employees, is that the portion of Todd, the portion?
it's a portion of Todd, it's a portion of Chris,
Brenna,
it's
All
Brenna,
of Brenna.
all of Brenna.
It's gotta go up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna be as high. It'll go up a little bit, but it doesn't have to go up from this number. It needs to go up from the more true number of the expense.
Well, and that's the one thing, what is the percentage you take of Todd's salary, Chris's salary, that come actually from and yours from the?
So mine are
sewer thing?
2 different salaries. So I get one salary from the sewer and
Right.
one salary from the town. And then Todd and Chris are split. So Chris is more sewer. I think he's 90-10, and I think Todd is 70-30.
70 for sewer.
Sewer, yeah. The majority of their expenses are in the sewer.
And I wanna make sure we keep them there, cause our whole intentions, like we talked about, we just kinda did the, review on Todd. You know, our goal is to get him up to speed, that's the reason we hired him, not only to
Right.
mow, but mainly to be the backup strength. So we want his salary to be coming from the revenue
Yes,
side of things.
yes, agreed.
Not from our budgeted side of the town, so. So it's 90-10 and 70-30.
I'm almost positive I'm looking to see for sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Chris is 90-10. And, cause Todd does a little bit more stuff in regards to the town part now that he's on board than Chris does, so.
What are these? Parmesan cheese bites.
Actually, Todd is 40-60. So he's 40% town and 60% sewer. But with the next year's salary ordinance, if we wanna adjust that, we can.
My opinion is again that they pull most of their money from the revenue.
The sewer,
That way, with everything else we believe's coming down with Smithville one,
yeah,
it just gives us a little bit
I
more.
put them both the same. Just to be safe.
you think so?
Yeah, and more so now than maybe cause we're kinda shadowing Chris. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you want them to be, 90-10?
Hmm.
80-20? 85-15?
I don't know.
I think we have to do something that's defensible, if we have questions, but yeah, whatever we can, think we can defend.
I mean, they spend the majority of their time, like, their time in the town is basically just, like, mowing, like, it's during certain seasons. It's kinda like snowbirds.
Well, snow plowing and.
Well, I guess so. I mean, we could do, you know, we'll have to adjust the ordinance for next year, but,
I would probably suggest, unless somebody convinces me otherwise, that both of them be 80-20.
okay.
And I say it needs to be defendable, maybe we don't need to defend against anybody, that's just how we allocate and heck with it. We don't wanna overthink it, that's for sure. But I think that with the revenue size and the revenues that we're gonna face in the next couple of years,
Well, we're gonna have to learn how to do, more with less.
part of that is deferring most of the salary where we can have it revenue based. I guess one of making a sewer has a better opportunity of shouldering that. And if we're going to do that, probably don't need to raise the budgeted number for the salaries.
Well, I'll double check it, but
But we need to look clearly at every one and just see what it really should be.
well, Brenna's 100% town. When we had Joe mowing, comes from the cemetery. His payment comes from the cemetery because that's what he's mowing. So he's not even in this part. He's on later in the list. So my number will not change. Mine will stay exactly the same. So.
Yeah, because the way you're coming out two buckets.
I'm not taking any kind of like increase or anything like that, so. But we'll
I guess-
double check.
I guess we look at that,
I will.
as that evolves, and we can change that number based on what we learn in the next few weeks before
Yeah.
we have to ratify it.
So do we wanna keep medical insurance on here?
Yeah, I do.
Caitlin approached me when she was here last, you were gone that week, I think,
I don't do that.
and she's got a program now that would may be helpful, she was gonna reach out to
Okay.
Alright,
small municipalities, so.
Well, we'll leave it on there then. Last year I budgeted $6,000 for training.
Will send somebody to the academy doing that training budget?
No, there's a training budget for the police.
Right.
I feel like $6,000 is still enough to cover anything.
Well, you would know that better than anybody.
Well,
You all
It's
know
about
that.
12, it's between 12 and 1,300 depending on the hotel. But the trainings usually are around 500 and then whatever the hotel part is, so. And there's 2 mandatory ones a year. And then if there's anything extra, so I feel like 6,000
Well,
is
our guys
still.
have to go to training too.
Yeah, but our guys going to training would go under the sewer, they would not go under the town.
Okay.
Unless they're going to learn something for the town.
No, it would all be.
Yeah.
Chris has to go keep his license.
Right,
up.
I know, and that's all sewer based. So this budget here is only for town stuff. But if Brenna needed to go to Okra budget, Okra Grant School or whatever,
Okay.
so that would fall underneath that. Office supplies. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Seems like we budgeted pretty good for that.
IT services, so this is basically Cameron.
We're about right on the money with that.
He's $375 a month.
So you gonna look for an increase next year?
I don't think so, but I'll just text him while we're going through this.
400 a month.
Well, that's what I have budgeted, is 400 a month. I have him budgeted for 400. Well, that's what he charges us, but I have budgeted for 400.
We budgeted extra because if he has to do something outside of his scope, it could be another couple $100, and that's the reason we added a little bit.
So,
But we may not need to
Well,
worry about that.
hardware, and that's hardware and technology, we budgeted 10,000. That was thinking if we were gonna have to buy any additional hardware and stuff this year that we didn't buy.
On that.
We haven't really spent anything at all this year,
$19.06.
Can we buy a couple of laptops like right away?
not this year. We got one donated for the police department, that wouldn't come out of this budget anyway, but we have not bought any laptops for the town this year. We bought some when we first took
Right.
office, but that was
We got
last year.
donated the ones we had, the problem is, the ones we have, yes, have to be, they're outdated.
The one, the processor on that
At some
thing.
point, we gotta,
And that's a problem with Chris's laptop too, the processors.
But Chris's laptop would
Should
fall
come out
under
of
we got
sewer.
some the Walmart gave us some, but then now they're outdated, so. But I looked at those, they're about $300 to $500 a piece for refurbished. But I would think they would still come with a,
I've bought it. I got a refurbished laptop and my battery won't stay up, so my opinion is, I don't know those things.
well, that's what I'm saying,
But
I was just giving an idea on price.
Yeah,
And I would say we need at least 2 if we get the other full-time than 3.
alright, well, I'm writing 3 computers on your part, so when we get down to your part. Software, so this is one, so after the training and stuff today, they still haven't sent me, I talked to them again, they still have not sent me the quote. But if we decide that we want to move forward with the cloud-based training, then we're gonna have to budget accordingly. And they said, I said, well, can we do something where we make payments? They said you would have to pay it in 3 chunks. So I'm wondering if we could possibly pay 1 chunk this year and then maybe 2 of the chunks next year, cause it's about a 9-month turnaround time
for what?
for the upgrade for Voice Cloud, so we can have online bill pay, we can have
It's all
everything
the
cloud
sewer
based.
bill, wasn't it?
The utility will all come from the sewer, but the other part of it wouldn't, they would come from the town.
And what is the other part?
The fund part, like what we're looking at right here, this is the town one, not the
Okay,
utility
okay.
part.
So
But
it's
yes, the
budget,
bulk
okay.
of it would come from the sewer because it is the utility bill, you know, that's what it would be.
And I guess there's some intermingling if we can get that set up, so people can pay for rentals of buildings and things like that online too. And not just
Yes.
the sewer bill, there's other
Yes.
fees if they wanna rent a shelter house or whatever else.
Yes, we can do it all, so they showed us today, you can bring it up, you can have a card reader right there, and you can set it up, so we can set it up for community room, we can set it up for shelter house, we can set it up for donation, whatever, and they can just tap their card, scan their, you know, insert it, tap it, whatever, and then get a receipt and be on their way. So, but there would be a cost to the town for the fund part of it. But the majority of the cost for the online bill pay would fall into the sewer.
And do we have that cost yet?
No, he has not sent me over the quote. That quote was supposed to come over on August the 4th. I have yet to get it. I talked to him about it again today, and I told him we had a meeting tonight. And as of just a second ago, I hadn't had it, but let me just double check and make sure it didn't come in. No, I don't have it yet. But, I say if we're gonna, like, if we can do some of the payment this year and then some of the other 2/3 of the payment next year, then that's what I would like to do, but if not, I feel like we should budget high for it. And I have absolutely no idea what kind of number. I don't know what the breakdown's gonna
If we're
be.
looking at implementation with January 1, we probably are gonna encounter some fee this year.
Yes.
So we have monies for that.
Mhm.
But not knowing the full amount
Right.
would be what else we need to know for budgeting.
Budgeting. And then there'll be a few, things like hardware, like when we get our bills now, they can come in if they wanna pay it, there's a barcode on there, they can scan the barcode and it brings up the account right in the system. You can make a payment that way, or you can type it in. So I mean, there's other like, possible hardware expenses, not expensive ones. I think they said the printer was like $350 and the scanner was like $100.
Yeah,
'Cause I said
the
I would-
scanner was 100, and then the tab
The
for
card
swipe
reader
or
was
pay
$350.
was $350 one time.
So,
Do
But-
we need that?
well, we'll need the card tapper. The
So if
$350,
they physically come in and pay
Yeah.
the bill?
Mhm.
or make a payment on the community room, or make a payment for whatever else. We'll need that.
Can't we just let them do it online?
Well, I mean, they can do it online too.
That's what I'm saying, it would be easy, they don't have to leave their house and it's right there on their phone, or,
They have Apple Pay and Google Pay. You can pay that way as well.
I mean,
So-
some of those things, we may not need to buy hardware and keep it up to date. So I don't know, but whatever your recommendation is, but if we're doing it for the exception, not generally the rule, but we can teach people to use it. My thinking is why spend an extra $400, $500, $600 for something that just sits around, barely gets used.
So, so that's gonna be something that I'll have to add to, cause $10,000 is not gonna take care of it for well, it may take it, cause between that and the software, those two amounts there, it may take a big chunk of it. And I said, well, I'd really like to get us up and going before our software expires, cause our software expires in March. That's when we renew every single year, the end of March, beginning of April. So if we can just roll right into the new software, then that would be fantastic. So, but I don't know, I'll have to get you guys that. I don't know what those amounts are gonna be yet. So they owe that to me. The next one is garage expense. Let me. Getting old, I can't see the
Is that,
screen very well.
is that mower repairs and stuff, or what's garage expense?
It is some of that, yes, hold on, I'm gonna tell you exactly. A lot of this is, from CarQuest. A lot of our expenses come from CarQuest. So when we had I think it was the red truck, is that the truck that we used to push the snow? When we had that truck worked on, we had to get, the guy that worked on it went up there and got the parts and stuff. Yeah, he got the parts and stuff that we needed. So that's where the biggest part of that expense comes from. So. I mean, I think if we leave it at the 6th, I don't think we need to, unless you guys see differently, I don't think we need to bump it up. This is just for the town, this is not for it's not for sewer and it's not for police.
So gasoline is the next, right?
Yep,
Should we be looking like 5,000 for it?
you wanna bump our town one to 5?
I'm just thinking, we've already spent $2,400,
Okay,
and we still have a third of the year left.
I can bump us to 5.
What do you guys think?
Now, this doesn't count yours is
I
separate,
know, that's
okay.
what I'm saying, though, I mean, I'm like Steve, if you've already used 24.
Okay. And then the next one is, like I said, repairs and maintenance, but one is for town hall and one is for town. So the top one is town and the bottom one is town hall. And the biggest part of this is the toilets that have been leaking, where we've had god awful water bills.
And that won't happen anymore.
Nope.
What if we do it?
And I also did, in the town hall one, or I'm sorry, in the town one, I did the $250 for the state bank clean out. There's $250 of that is from the state bank.
And that won't show up either, does it?
So, and then town hall,
Will that eventually go against the, project?
I don't know the answer to that.
I just wondered when that happened, I wonder if that just comes out, cause we've already received that money, I see it in here.
We never received it.
And I'm assuming from that, we'll make our payment for the hazardous materials thing and for,
LMH, we just got an
JTL.
invoice, not LMH, JTL, we just got an invoice from them about it.
so our money's already there to pay them, right?
So the next one is town equipment, town hall equipment, same thing. Equipment that's used for the town, last year we budgeted 9,000, and then town hall equipment. We did a high budget on that one for the town and town hall because of the fact that right off the bat last year, we ended up having to replace the air conditioner.
Yep. We haven't used them, so I'm thinking they're still good numbers to hold in there for that.
Let's see.
And I don't know the age of the other HVAC unit.
Gosh, it was replaced like the year that I was leaving, so 22, something like that.
So
So, I mean, it's only 3 or 4 years.
So we have
Jason
some
Hall
time.
put it in.
Alright, so we're good on those. Legal fees. I personally think we should bump this to 20.
I believe so. I mean, we're getting ready to do some things with, annexation, things like that. So we're gonna need a little bit more love.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to bump it up. And depending on how it looks after we get all of this stuff done, I may end up bumping it like to 22 or 23, but I at least think it needs to be 20 at a minimum. Our favorite, animal control. So, animal control is budgeted high because of the situation with Jeffersonville. but I don't think, we don't have anything with Mayor Green yet, right? So,
We gotta leave it alone.
okay.
I wouldn't cut it, man.
Alright, well, I mean, that's fine, but that's why, cause we only pay $250 a month. That's truly our only expense that we have. So, and that's what we pay to Mike Edel.
But subject to change, and, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Retired or something else, it won't be the same, I'm gonna tell you.
yeah. So, but, you know, we'll at least have the money in there if we do decide to make some type of agreement with any surrounding areas. Town attorney, I say we just leave this at 4,000. I don't think it'll get used, at least I'm not planning on using it. So, this is my attorney fund. In case I need to go after you guys. So maybe I will use it. Let me put a 1 in front of that 4. No, I'm just kidding.
One, that we had legal fees with Greg Pfeiffer helping with that project, did that go against the project? Remember Greg Pfeiffer had to be our personal counsel?
Oh, for the,
I don't think I've
State
seen,
the.
I don't think I've seen a bill for
No,
it
no,
yet.
they paid for it, that's right, they paid
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think
yeah.
I haven't seen anything for it, so,
Craig, down at Gosoian,
Oh, yeah,
they paid it. I've
yeah,
seen- 'cause that-
we didn't have to.
I thought maybe that was just an extra one that we might have in case we had to hire a different attorney than other town legal.
this is typically, like, there's a lot of CTs that don't get along with their counsel. Corden is one of them, and she had to hire an attorney because the council members, there was some issues with the council members. We've had some council members in other cities that have, threatened with gun violence, the clerk treasurer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that is what that fund is for,
Not too far
I
from
bet
here.
their voice got really high.
not too, yeah. Yeah, not too far from here, and it was
Wow.
heartbreaking to hear all the stuff that they're going through, so. But, so it's out there, it's not an expense that I plan on using. Postage, so this is just our standard postage that we use. I think we're gonna have to raise it to I think we're gonna probably need to raise it to 300 just because the cost of stamps have gone up again, but based on the situation that we had with the bank, we are doing a lot more payments, like wire payments, and not mailing out checks. So I really don't think we'll touch the 300, but I would like to put it in there just because it's like $75 now for a roll of stamps. Oh yeah, they're golden.
I haven't bought stamps for a long
They're
time.
$75.
Wow.
So, travel, this goes hand in hand with, training, so, I feel like 2,500, that may actually kind of be a little bit on the low side, because I think this last one that I had, that won't be in here because this is 6 months, but it was like $700 for the hotel, so, and I don't know, like, if you ever went anywhere and needed to
Right.
spend the night, or if you guys went to council school and needed to spend the night, so,
Is that in like Las Vegas?
no,
Someone dropped.
not
You're
usually,
there, right?
not usually. Phone service, I mean, that's basically what it is, phone service. So we've actually, our phone service cost is $73 a month now. We have it lowered to where we have the new phone system, and it's like 72 and some change every single month. So, I can tell you exactly.
So should we lower that to,
We can probably lower it to like 1,200. Just give it $100 a month just to be on the. And printing, I don't know why. Let me look and see why the printing one is so weird.
spend a lot of money in printing?
Well, I know we had extra, meeting notices, but. Oh, I know why. That, Lady Braves, $207
Wow.
that we did. We did an ad for the Braves in that's why it's so high. So that's not, well, I don't know, we maybe should budget for it for next year because they'll probably win again.
Yeah.
So,
Would that go printing, or should that go into donations, cause we created a donation fund, didn't we?
we have a donation fund, but the donation fund was not to use for that.
When there's
So that's
something
functionally what
promo.
it was, wasn't it?
We have a promotions, but it's not really promotions.
Yeah, we got $1,000 on the next page. We spent $225 for it.
Well, I mean, I can move it to something else.
I just
I
asked
think
that
I would,
question.
because I think that was why we set that up, was so that, cause we could promote or support the school and
I
such.
think we did didn't we do the boys basketball? Golf scramble? Did we do a hole?
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
We didn't do a hole for them?
No.
I'm doing a whole
I'm
personally.
getting my budget done, I'm working on budgeting at church too, so.
No, we didn't do a whole but I mean, we're doing a whole personally.
Can we do a whole for them?
I don't think that the town, I mean, I don't think we can do something with an, taxpayer money for another entity like that. Taxpaying entity. I mean, I'm doing a personal hold for them. So,
And what's the difference from that, from running an ad for girls? It's promotional, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I'm just
know.
trying to understand it. I'm not throwing rocks at it, I'm just trying to understand what we can do this or not.
I don't know, I can check.
That's above my figure. They help on that.
It's above mine too. I just have questions that's all I
Now
have.
I can see why these people have these truck drivers.
I mean, it's not like we spend money frivolously, so
No.
it's all dependable, but.
Insurance, so we've already said we're gonna raise that to 42.
I could reach out to Jerry and see if he has any insight for renewal, and if he can give us something within the next couple weeks, just.
Electric, 10,000, we've spent 4 of it. You don't realize how much these street lights cost.
And we got 40 something, or,
So it's, I mean, the bills, I mean, we use MBH Electric too to pay for some of the street lights, but it's, I was shocked. I guess I was just naive to think how much they actually cost. So,
cost of doing business.
mhm. Heating, fuel, let me look at this one, cause.
Well, if we annex Cabot Hill, we'll have to add more streetlights.
Mm-hmm.
So down at the. I don't know. That's not me. I'm gonna check on this one. I think we leave heating fuel at the 1,500. I think that we raise water though, hold on, because let me look at,
One of the things, where's our heating fuel cost for the town?
well, I just have a thing on here to check, because I think that this was when we had the tank refilled, but I think it should be sewer, I don't think it should be town.
The tank over the old town hall,
Yeah, but we don't put anything in that one.
we made it.
We pay a rental fee for it, I believe, but we
That's
don't.
crazy, don't tell what we got in that tank.
Well, and I think it's important that we go ahead and get rid of that tank. To me, we're gonna put new systems in, I put a heat pump in and be done with it, not worry about filling the gas tank or
Do we know who we got a contract with on it?
I'm pretty sure it's AmeriGas.
Mhm.
We'll call them. Get it.
Good luck. They're really hard to
Maybe when they
work
come
with.
riding on the trail through the town.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know AmeriGas still existed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're alive and well.
Older tanker truck.
Yeah, I thought most of them been bought up. Well, I think my opinion, we just kill that, we don't need to pay that cost or anything else, but yeah, any other heating cost should be sewer. To heat the buildings down there for, unless, cause do we heat the maintenance building?
Yeah, a little bit,
And I guess there's some
because when, you know,
nominal
bad
cost.
weather and there's got stuff, they gotta change out and hook up, repair, they don't keep it hot, they just keep it
Chill for,
just don't want it, it's just freezing in there. Anyway.
This isn't set up right. Okay, so fix.
water's been free this year. That's
Well,
fantastic.
no, it hasn't. It's looking like in here, it was coded for that vendor, it was coded into electric, so I'll have to go back in and fix it, so I will fix it. But our bill runs $51 and some change here at Town Hall.
It's gonna go up, I'm just gonna.
The last 2 months, it's been over 100 because we've had the toilet leaking, so.
Well, there's gonna be an increase in water.
So we'll leave it at $1,000 and probably.
I think we raise it to 1,200. So,
Okay.
because if we have any kind of leak, and I mean, if our water bill this next month is high again, then somebody else's toilet's running. I don't know if it's the one over in Joey's office or if it's the one over in the pantry, but there's another, because we have 2 brand new ones. So, and our water bill should be 51, I think it's 51.30 is what it should be.
So the heating fuel, did we come
Yeah,
up with a
I'm
number on
gonna-
that? Was zero that out? Or, I mean, cause we don't need anything on the town for it, right?
Okay, well, I'll take it out. We won't have it next year.
And we just gotta make sure that somebody's got the task to make sure AmeriGas comes picks it up, takes it off our ledger.
I call them up and say, as of today, we no longer wanna pay that bill.
It's a once a year tank rental. I think it's like $42.
That's a lot of money.
Repairs and maintenance, this is not a repairs and maintenance that we use. We have it broken down up higher in the thing. This was an old one that just carried over. Park care and utilities, so this is, the porta potties, this is their water, they have 2 water lines down there. That's what goes into this particular account. And I feel like the 2,000 is probably a fair number to keep in there, is the budget. Do you know if the hydrant rentals are going up as well with the,
They don't plan to, no.
okay. So then we can leave the hydrant rental at 4,200. That's a once a year fee that we pay. Town hall cleaning and supplies, that says supplies, you just don't see it. So that is what we pay Melissa to clean the town hall, and also for like garbage bags and, you know, like the supplies and stuff that she needs for,
So we look like
for
we're on track with that?
yes.
Okay.
We budgeted accordingly, cause she did have an increase in 25, and probably, she will not ask for an increase again, so, in 26.
Do we know that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, we need to be thinking about across the street here, how are we gonna maintain that? And what should we budget for maintaining the state bank building? So do we wanna use this cleaning
I'd say
budget,
next year we create another line item.
when we need to create
Well,
it this year?
we created this year
Oh,
for
good.
next year,
Okay, yeah.
but what do you think?
What do we pay her,
A hundred and thirty a time?
And I mean, that's only
That's once a week, I would think, that.
It's every 2
every
weeks.
2 weeks
Where,
here.
but that.
Oh, yeah,
Potentially,
no, right.
especially in good weather, is gonna need a weekly touch, trash dump, clean toilets, things like that. We might wanna get
We'll get a quote.
who touches with, base with her most?
Probably me,
I can text with
or
her.
you can too.
I'd say we come up with a number, cause I think we have to just be ready to
Okay.
Yeah,
respond to that.
even if it comes out of some other voluntary fund or donations or whatever, we still need to have the ability to.
Okay.
if we have to.
I'll ask her about it. The next one's bonds, that's self-explanatory. We had, we paid for 3 bonds this year. They're $100 a piece, they cover for the full year.
Who's the third one?
It was Kathy at the time, so.
Does Joe need to be bonded?
Joe, know what? Oh, Joey, he doesn't handle any of our money. I figured he's probably bonded with a gun.
Or the taser,
I think
Or a
people-
taser.
or the pepper spray. If it works.
Dues and subscriptions,
Does anybody else within the town, whether it's volunteer or not, deal with take money? None of the
Shouldn't
park
be.
board people, none of the friends,
well, the friends are their own.
so they
So-
bond themselves.
I mean, that's, I don't know,
No,
do
the
you
town,
guys,
the friends, we don't bond anybody.
so, but that's not us to have to worry about. Dues and
Okay.
subscriptions,
People insult with the money all the time.
I know. So these are for our, like we've, did Impact this year. We're a part of the ILMCT, we're a part of AIM, that's what falls underneath this. And I feel like $2,000 is still a good budget number for that. Trash disposal, yeah,
So, I was wondering about that, we said there'd be a pass-through, but I thought if we last discussed, it
we're
would be.
gonna have it go through the sewer because the money's gonna come into the sewer.
Right.
So the sewer is going to start paying for the trash pickup.
Right, so we don't even need that line
No,
item.
we don't
Okay.
need this line.
Yep, I was thinking that. Cool, there's our $1,000 promotional.
Let me see what we've already spent in there. $25, but I don't know what it was for. I usually can remember a lot of things, but I can't always remember everything.
But we created an ordinance, didn't we? Promotional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the 200, we haven't actually spent any of the money this year. So that was because I paid for all of the Christmas lights. I paid for the $225 to give the people the money for the Christmas
Right.
lights, and that was a
The contest.
regular fund. So we haven't spent any out of it actually this year. Chief of police, that's the salary. He has a salary there, and he also has a partial salary down in lit PS, so that takes up his entire salary amount. I think that we'll need to discuss if we're doing raises, he would fall underneath that raise umbrella, so we'll need to increase.
I was thinking that more about like a 40% cut.
Oh, yeah.
And here I was saying, hey, don't give me a raise.
Everybody gets
Now
a
you're not
raise,
gonna say
okay?
that, way to go, Rudy.
I don't feel good not giving people raises.
We'll discuss with the council when he's not around.
Okay, there we go.
The next one, this is all, MVH, so we have road maintenance, we have gravel, we have electric, and we have snow removal. Obviously, snow removal, we have some down at the next one too for local road and street because we had to pay to have snow removal done this year, so some of that will be moved, around, and then we'll have to find for the rest of it, cause we spent $6,600. The NVH electric is where we pay for the streetlights and stuff around town. And then the road maintenance, we leave that in there, for paving and different things like that. But we have a true paving one down towards the bottom. It is the NVH restricted, and that's only to be used for paving. So anything that we actually are paving, like the one that I just paid, CNR, and I took it out of the NVH restricted because it is solely for paving. The other ones don't necessarily have to be only paving.
So it's not reflected on the.
It won't be reflected because it was a payment after the 6 month
Yeah,
window.
but it don't even show there's any budget before that.
Well, that's because, it's not we don't have to, put that as a budget line.
Should we remove it?
No. Yeah, I spent 36,000 of it this time, cause we get this money from the, state every month. And we have to split it up, we have to split some and put it in MBH, and we have to split some and put it in MBH restricted.
So right now, even after paying the 36,000 is, and I know that was paid afterwards, so road maintenance, we still got 47.5 in.
Yes,
Gravel miscellaneous 1,400, 1,750.
But we got a Daisy Hill payment coming out. Is that the one you were talking about, or the? Or was that the
no,
CCMG?
this was the CCMG,
Okay,
the
so we
Main
got a
Street.
$35,000 bill coming from,
Will that come out of the road maintenance 47.5?
It won't all come out of it, cause we'll have some, we have some money from CCMG, that's a 25% match, and then we take the rest of it out of, so we can either take it out of the paving or we can take it out of road maintenance. But any kind of, like, if we do any kind of like riprap or any of that other stuff, it will fall underneath that as well.
We did do riprap.
And I think that's under the LRS.
Yeah, it's
repairs,
under, yeah,
2,200.
repairs.
That, what we did up around subdivision
Yeah.
down Main Street.
I mean, that Daisy Hill Road we did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, LRI stands for local road streets.
and then we got the parking lot that we're gonna have done too.
Yeah, but we actually have a parking lot on the
Oh, do
next
we?
page,
Okay.
there is, we have a parking lot one, hold on. Look here. You know what though, I think we had one with our last budget, and I think that we took that, it was 16,000, I'm pretty sure. And I think we
Thought we
dumped
got
it
rid of
into, road maintenance, I think we put that amount in road maintenance. No. We didn't, it's right here, lit miscellaneous repairs 16,200.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
originally parking lot, but we put it in lit this time around so that we could use it for other things other than just. So the only thing I think that we may, and it would be your all's idea if you wanted to update snow removal, but I don't think we need to necessarily touch any of the other numbers.
Oh, they what?
Snow removal, update snow removal.
Yeah, even more.
So that's the only thing I think that we would have to
So we budgeted 3,500 and we spent 66,3750, correct?
$5,000, 4,500. Hopefully we won't, but then.
I was gonna say that was a different type of year, but not to say we won't have any.
I know.
Should we do 3,500 on each one of those different line items? We got for MVH and the local.
We can, I can do that, and then we also have our truck running this year too, so that will help. But we'll have to buy salt and stuff,
Pay labor and
so.
fuel.
But labor won't come out of this budget, it'll come out of just being the town employee budget. So, same with the fuel.
But street supplies will take care of salt too, right?
Well, yeah, yes, street supplies will take care of salt.
We're gonna have so much salt on the road, they don't think it's snow, but
So the question is, did we not buy salt last year? I thought we bought quite a bit of it.
We did buy salt last year.
And where would that be? Cause street supplies said we didn't use any,
Hold on, let me,
or was that somewhere in the snow removal cost?
I think it was in, let me look. We have bought a load of gravel this year. It was in the snow removal cost. We spent $840 on one and $885 on another. So $1,700, yeah. And it was in
So if
snow
you take
removal.
that out of the snow removal budget, it wouldn't been quite as bad off. But still,
Oh, what am I doing? That's what I'm doing. Oh, it's not.
So where was that money allocated for the salt?
Snow removal,
So it was in there, and so the rest of that would be Jared Schmidt.
yeah. Jared was
The,
3862.50 and 1,050 was his two
48.
invoices.
And we got 1,800 after that. You're saying that's close numbers, I reckon. So if we do 3,500 on each one of those,
Yeah.
we should be good, but again, the street supplies, we need to go up, maybe to 2,000, cause that's really where the salt should be allocated, correct?
Oh, I can bump it up to 2,000.
Cause it's a $1,360, but we spent $1,700 in salt. I don't know how much, if any, we got left, right?
I don't know how much they have left down there. Cause I know we bought the one round and then we ended up having to turn right around and buy another one.
Assume we don't have any.
Yeah.
I really did that way.
Okay. Well, are you guys good on the other lines for,
What's bit material?
so that's like the black top, like, it stands for something, but it's a weird, hold on.
Is that the blacktop we buy in bags or something?
Patch lights? We didn't spend it.
No, we haven't done any kind of patches. It has a name. Well, I'll look it up and tell you, cause there's a name for it, and it's like the, just wants to show me drill bits.
Bituminous material used for
For
surfacing
roads.
roads.
Yeah. That's where that is. I mean, we could get rid of it and I could put it up there in street supplies.
Well, it's down there, we really don't know what it is, so it's probably not gonna do us any good down there.
So you put 3750 up in it and just get rid of that line.
Alright, any other questions on this page?
So are we still good with 47.5 being in our road maintenance budget, just keeping it that level? And local road and streets 29.5, is that sufficient? And are we going after more CCMG monies? I don't even know if any's available, don't sound like, but are we going after it to finish Main Street or other streets paving?
That's up to you guys.
I think we should obviously go after it if it's available.
We can do it in spring.
We can't count on it, but we'll probably have enough next year to almost finish Main Street all the way through, just to put it in without it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, do we need that healthy amount in there, and I believe we do, if we
I
wanna
believe
chase
you
it.
do, because you never know.
Yeah,
If we have a bridge flat, I mean, whatever, I mean,
and that's the other thing, I wonder, because like, we didn't get to Souders to that bridge. Is that bridge gonna have to have work when we do?
well, we don't do bridge work, so
Okay.
county covers all bridges.
Okay. That's education.
This bridge, the one down by the park, they cover all those big bridges. Only thing we, the little bridge is here. Why that was not included, I don't know, but it never has been.
It's improved now that they did all the work around the trail to get our drainage and everything, right? It's not wide as it should be, but it's better. Okay. Alright.
So the seated, we don't use the supplies and we don't use the other services, so the only thing we have is the miscellaneous repairs, and that was originally, the budget before it was for parking lot. So, and I changed it to miscellaneous repairs, just in case we wanted to use it for something else.
Okay.
Rainy day expense, you know, we would have to move some of our budget into this to raise this for next year. And we can only bring in a certain percentage of our leftover budget into rainy day. And then we have our police budget.
What about the riverboat? You totally skipped the riverboat.
We don't have,
There's a reason.
we don't have, anything, like, we don't budget for that, that's
We
just
need to.
money that we get
What if
from
it
the
gets up
riverboat.
there and gets under this bridge?
Yeah, do you wanna know how much we get from the riverboat? It's like $3.
Well, I think we should use it.
I mean, it would even buy a hamburger at the
We should have a lottery ticket with it.
diner. So, we just save it for a
Rainy day.
non-rainy day.
Non-rainy day.
Rainy day, 5,000.
Okay, so basically the first two we will touch later, when Joey's not around, but these other ones here, I know that we kind of, vaguely talked to Joey about the different things that he may possibly need going into 26. And we talked about possibly getting what we could this year and then carrying over what we don't buy this year into next year and purchasing it next year. So, the one thing that I have, that I know of in this column is I know that our 2026 911 call, our shares for the 911 is gonna be 822267. So the 911 call center will need to probably be bumped up.
Yeah.
We also use that, particular fund to pay for the cell phones and the MiFi for the officers in the cars. So if we wanna keep it that way in the 911 call center one, then I think we should raise it to probably 12. If we don't, and we wanna make another line item for their telephones, or their cell phones and their MiFi, which is their Wi-Fi connection for the police cars, then we can make a new line and put that to like 9,000 for the 911 call center.
Wouldn't that fall under the technology though?
Well, I mean, the MiFis could potentially fall under the technology, but we're using, the technology was for like their printers and their computers and
Hardware.
like hardware
Let's
type.
make a special line item for it then, so we'll know what it is.
Okay, what do you wanna call it?
Wi-Fi, what's that mean?
phone,
It
internet
does.
or something like that.
Well, can it just go under technology, and we know that anything related to the MiFi, the
Internet technology
computers,
or
anything that's going on
Communication
there,
technology.
hardware,
Okay.
software, devices,
Cause that's gonna become more and more a thing all the time. That's gonna
Okay,
keep changing,
so-
updated.
We'll do the 911 call center at 9,000 then, to cover us for the 822267 for Borden's lit shares. And then, do we wanna do, so just pay for their cell phones and their MiFis as of right now, based on the number that we pay 143.16, so it would be $1,700. Like $1,725, so I can leave that at 18, or I can bump it up to 2,000 for technology, so that we have
Well,
other.
there again, if we get more.
more
people,
laptops. We can hear you want more
I
laptops.
think it's 2,000 anyway.
Well, and we can do a line item for hardware, so that he can, if we wanna do for laptops or for other stuff, or we can, do, supplies, we can bump your supplies up if you wanted to put them underneath that.
So what would, like body armor, ammo, would that all fall under
So
supplies?
that would fall under supplies at this point, unless you wanted to break it out.
I think to keep it simple like this and just put the detail in there, supplies include everything related to uniforms and otherwise, to me, it seems like it'd be the easy thing, so if we need more jackets, more clothing, more anything, it would fall under there as supplies.
Well, we have a
And
clothing
clothing
allowance,
allowance. Clothing
so,
Clothing allowance is good.
and you have an office supplies, which is not, that's just your traditional, so like your ordinance violation papers and those kind of things, that would fall under office supplies. So you steal our paper clips and pencils and staples, so you don't have to worry about purchasing those.
However, I just try to keep it simple, we want to be adding a lot of line items.
Okay, so we can do we can leave technology as is, and we can throw in the cell phones, and I can put phones and technology. I can make that,
If you need that definition, that's fine.
so if that would that help you to be able to figure it out? Okay, phones and technology,
So where are you gonna take that to?
I'm gonna take it to,
2,000.
I think I'm gonna take it to 2250.
And what about the new laptops? Where's that gonna land?
You need 3?
If we get 2, but if we get the officer,
We
then
need to plan on 3, cause we're gonna get that grant.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it, but I can't say that for
We
sure.
gotta be positive whether we do or not.
Okay, so we'll take you to 4. Well, then if you're gonna get additional,
Here's technically what you would have, again, I didn't look up full, but the furbished ones, so let's say new are 600.
well, that's what I budgeted for, 600
Printers,
times 3.
printers are 90 to 100,
Okay,
so you have to have a printer with it, and then your scanners are about that, so,
We bought all new printers, though, didn't we?
yes.
but you had requested that we have backup printers because sometimes they go
They
out.
do not last very long.
So,
They're cheap, and that's why they are cheap, and usually you'll get about 2 years out of them. But
okay,
that's my thing, is when one goes out,
right.
like if we don't have anything
So what we need to do is this year buy a couple of printers, so you have some as your reserve.
correct. If we bought 2 and we get another officer, then that would technically leave us with 1
One.
in case one goes out.
Well, do you feel like 4,000 is enough then?
For that, for the, yeah. I would
For
think
your
so.
printers and your
I would
your
think
cell
so.
phone's basically $150 a month.
I would think so. And then, here's the thing, after that, again, all this stuff is your initial, and, the computer's gonna last you a
Right.
little while. The printers may only last you a couple of years, but the computers are gonna last you a good long run.
So in addition to
So
computers, you're gonna have to buy
800, so
software, so there needs to be
24.
an allowance for that. Right?
How much is your software?
From the download,
Yeah, I mean, whatever you have to run on that
Do we have to get a window?
You
Do we
take it
need-
there, that should be part of all that 911 that we pay for, so I just take the computer there and they download all of it,
Okay.
so I just take it to 911.
And I don't recall seeing any additional bills.
they-
The only
I
weird,
just had Shaw's done over there, and I don't think they billed it, that's what I said, I think it's all.
it's part of the
online.
911, the
Yeah.
8200, okay,
So there'll be no fees there.
okay.
Now, the IT stuff, like what he does to make sure software and all that, I don't know.
Yeah, but that comes,
That
that
would be in- yeah.
falls under, okay, well, I'm actually gonna increase that then based on the printers, the scanners, and the computers, and the telephones, we're gonna bump you to 5 on that particular line. And then, do you feel like, cause you said you're gonna have to be recertified next year, do you feel like 1,500 is enough for supplies,
On the,
for your ammo and stuff?
that is so here's what I will present to you guys. Normally, so every year, at any of our officers, in order for them to, be able to work, they have to qualify the ILEA course and go through a 4-hour firearm training. There's usually a minimum of 300 rounds shot at that. So if you have three, like right now, we have 3 guys, that'd be 900 rounds that you'd have to have. I know in the past what we've been doing is like, you just buy it on your own.
We need currency.
Correct. Here's my thought
Is it
process.
all 9 mil, is that what everybody's got, or?
Well, that's the thing, when you have reserves, it's kinda, since we don't furnish them with anything, it's kinda, as long as I think that it's a good police firearm, that they have, some of them will have 9mm, some of them will have 40s, like I carry a 40, and Shaw had a 9mm. My thought process on the money thing, it's obviously up to you guys. If a guy does not pass the course, and he uses the town's ammo, then he has to pay for that. That would be my thing. But as long as he passes, and he's allowed to work for us, then,
I mean, I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
So we spent just under $300 for Shaw's ammo when he went to the academy. It was $282.
ammo's about $1 to $1.50 a round.
And it gets higher all the time.
I honestly, best case scenario, throwing it out there, 1,500 rounds. I even called the ex-chief today to add, and I threw this at him, I said, tell me how many rounds, if you was trying to put a budget together for ammo that we've never had, how many and he said 1,500, and I had 1,500 to 2,000 like that.
Okay.
So you're looking at $1,500 probably.
Well, that's just for ammo.
Correct.
So that's not for anything else. So if we're putting your other supplies, like if you need tasers, if you need that kind of stuff, so,
So we have one taser. That's something that needs to be thought about. If you have officers out there and they can't use they don't have a less lethal option. It's a concern for me, yes, and it should be a concern for the town. And I get it, I'm throwing you all.
I do too, that's why we're
I'm
talking
throwing
about
you
it.
all with a lot of stuff here, but
Like that ammo, what do you say, 1,500?
we've been very, very lucky.
I can buy
To not
1,000 rounds
get
for
ourselves-
$250 and have it delivered to my
There you
house.
go, so that's not bad at
How
all.
much?
$250 delivered to my house.
What kind?
9mm, it's,
Is it a special?
CC,
We need like for target practice, just like a 125 grain. Now, to carry on duty, yeah, we'd have like a higher shot. Yeah,
that's just a 115 grain, but they got the 124.
but that's what we're looking at, is not duty ammo. I mean, we may, duty ammo, here's
It's
the thing.
just a CCI, that's what you want for target.
And that's the thing, exactly. Duty ammo, we would only have to buy one time, and you're talking 50 rounds of option.
Yeah, let's hope we don't use it.
Yeah.
50 rounds.
Yeah,
of 50
so I mean, that's
So
not,
do you
that's not a
feel-
concern of mine, it would be going to the target practice.
So you feel like just for ammo only, $1,500 is adequate to take care of your 3 officers
Yeah.
for research?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have 3 right now, we could have 4.
Correct. But,
Okay, well, even 4, but if it's 250 a pop, that's still
we're still in it.
we're still okay. So we're gonna budget, I'm gonna add up the numbers, but 1,500 just for ammo. And then, what do you think tasers are?
Tasers are about.
Just because we are budgeting for it does not mean that it has to be
Tasers are about
spent.
1,800 apiece.
I think we budget for 3 or 4 of those.
1,800,
We
2,000.
got one, so 3 more.
Here
So
would be my thing.
6,000 for tasers.
Full-time guy needs to have one.
Right. You know, to me, it's pretty important to everybody out there.
It is.
If he's gotta make a choice between shooting a guy or,
Here's what it's gonna come down to, could they have used less lethal force instead
that's the
of
first question you're
instead
gonna
of-
get in court.
lethal force? And then the second question is, how come you didn't use it? Well, I don't have it, then,
Then they're gonna come back to, we'll all be sitting in court,
including me,
including
including.
you. Why didn't you tell the council you needed it?
Okay,
Why didn't the council buy it for you?
Well, that's where liability shifts. If he asked for it in his budget and we turned it down, then it's on us.
So
Three of us.
it'll be on everybody if something bad happens.
Yeah.
well, we don't want it to be, we don't want that to happen.
Again, the chances, slim, but it's always that one time.
I know.
So is that, yeah, do we need one per person or do we have,
One per person, what, I would say full-time guys, what you could do, and again, you can't carry until you go through the training, so we can't just hand them out to anybody either.
Renee, you're not gonna get one just
But
off
we
the one.
could have one that we leave, like for reserves, we could leave.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
one
Right.
for the guy we're hoping to bring on full time, so,
So really, I've got one,
So-
I've got the only one that
so
we
budget
have.
for 2 more.
So
That's
just
what he's saying,
two,
I think.
so it's $4,000.
okay, so,
Is it
At minimum, I would say you gotta go one.
okay, well, we'll budget for 2,
Okay.
at
And the
$2,000
training involved in
a
that, is that anything else?
It doesn't cost anything.
Okay, alright.
Floyd County will do it for
So
me.
that's all within the supplies.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just, I just wanna make sure that we're capturing everything before we change the supply number.
Cause to me, this is one of the very most important things that we do. Is
I agree with you.
Safety to the citizens and safety to the police officers. And
So-
liability for us.
What other kind of quote-unquote supply things,
We have one working portable breath test, not a big issue, we can share that. They're about $700 to $800.
should we
Would
have
not hurt
one,
in the future, we would not have to have it in the future for.
one per
both
car?
cars. Yes, per
I
car.
just budget $1,000, just having one for the other car.
You don't want to have
For this
one, you don't want to have one on station, cause what's gonna happen, the guy's gonna go out and forget to grab it at the ship,
Yeah.
cause you're switching it, he's gonna go out and pull over a drunk, well, you can't leave the drunk if you don't have the.
Well, no, we know somebody that might, but he's on with us.
Ain't nobody talking to you, Rudy.
Okay, what other kind of things would fall underneath your supplies?
I'll keep forgetting.
The only other things that I have that are gonna be an issue for us in the future is the body armor.
Okay,
Just cause of the statute.
right,
Hell, we get a copy anyway.
so,
So like my body armor's outdated, Shaw's body armor was outdated, again,
How much?
if the bad
1,500.
thing happens,
3.
So 5,000 for body armor, which,
mine's probably 10 years old outdated.
Yeah.
And they run
I
out.
think that's
They're about
as
50.
important as,
That's,
probably the most
that's top
important.
end, there's some I got 12 to 1400 on me.
I mean,
And the only thing you're spending on the 1200 versus the 1500 is probably comfort. Probably no extra level of, and here's the sad thing about body armor, that a lot of people don't understand. The body armor is gonna protect you against a handgun, it's not gonna protect you against a knife, and it's not gonna protect you against assault rifle. Yep, and there's nothing out there, I mean, there is some bigger ones, but you can't wear those.
so that's gonna put your
Kevlar.
supply budget at
Well, Kevlar,
$11,000.
Huh?
That's gonna put your supply budget at $11,000.
It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, and that
But
doesn't,
but now at the end of
just-
the, but at the end of next year, if we have this stuff, if we had to, we can lower it back.
yes,
Okay, correct.
And just because we're putting it on the budget
Doesn't
doesn't mean
mean-
you have to
right.
spend it.
That's, I
But
mean,
that allows for ammo, tasers, a breathalyzer per card, which we would only need one, and then body armor for 3.
so when I put this together coming in here tonight, it was, what is the necessity to cover all of us?
Right. And we are going to, I'm speaking on behalf of Brenna, we are going to go out for the 50% match on the body armor.
Yes, so the
So-
body armor does have that, so you gotta pay it up front,
And it's a reimbursable grant,
but
Okay.
yes.
That's
but
cool,
it'll give us half of our costs back.
that's cool.
So,
Now, the only other thing we gotta look at there is we add people in the future. Now, here's the other news, I guess it's a good thing that I didn't think of. If a guy leaves us or we get rid of a guy, that's the town's body armor.
yes.
Oh,
It's our
yeah,
equipment.
why would it
Yeah.
go with him?
Now,
Yeah,
how close are we to the, community foundation grant here? Do we have plans to ask for anything this year?
Well, I mean, we had already asked and we didn't receive anything, but I mean, we
Okay.
The
could,
playground.
the playground, the sensory walk
Sensory
that they
walk, yeah.
asked us to apply for.
What's the local one?
You mean the Wood
Wood
Car
Car?
Foundation?
Yeah, we got anything we're going for the wood car for?
That's one thing I wanted to ask the council, what you guys wanted to apply for it for.
Best.
doesn't hurt to apply, doesn't hurt to apply,
$5,000 for best.
doesn't hurt to apply, I wouldn't just tell you nothing.
Cause they've only got $16,000 or $17,000, $2,500
I
immediately
I
goes away,
wouldn't.
for dollars for
I
scholars.
just, I know.
So then we're left with what's
Best and or
left.
tasers,
Then,
That would be huge.
that would be amazing.
if we get 5,000 for either one, it'd be good. But I think we budget for them regardless.
Budget for them, correct.
Right.
Yes.
But how much are the vests gonna cost if we?
1,500, well,
15.
yeah, but, and that's before any kind of, like, if we get the, Patrick Leha, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
that's a 50% reimbursement
Right.
back.
What was the amount you thought we ought to ask for the wood car thing?
I'd be reasonable with it, cause I mean, they only have 16,000 and they're gonna get, the Friends asking them for money, the Board and Youth League asked them for money, the school
Dollars
asked
for
them for,
scholars.
yeah.
Well,
And so-
4,000?
I think you ask for five,
I would,
because
I'd
We
think
can
you
ask for 5 and then,
Leanne will make sure we get something.
I'll try.
Well, she'll vote that for it, but yeah,
Well,
we
I'm
don't
saying
wanna
if
put
they-
her in a hard spot either.
If they come back and say, we can only give you $1,500 or
Well,
just
that's
about,
what we get.
That about it?
Yeah.
But it buys one or it buys the ammo, and
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
just the
I
money's
say,
for
I
something
say,
else.
let's concentrate on that stuff this year, cause that's something we really gotta get up to par, is
Our police department.
Mm-hmm.
It would, I'm telling you, it'd make my worries go a little bit less, just knowing
Okay.
our guys are out there that.
well, that's what me, I'd hate to have it on my conscience that one of our road officers got whacked in the
Oh,
middle of the night,
man.
cause he didn't have what he needed.
Okay, so you have 2 reserves now, you're talking about possibly bringing on an additional person, do you think we should increase your clothing allowance?
Do you remember how much it was for,
we've not
So-
spent anything, but I thought we
we
spent
don't, we
money
don't
on
have to
Robert.
spend as much as we did on me.
No, we spent money on Robert.
Because they can go,
Yeah, budget doesn't reflect any spending.
Yeah, but
That's what
that
we
was because it was last year,
I'm gonna say it's probably what, $500-$600?
because he was
Yeah.
going to the academy and we
Okay.
spent that money for him to get ready for the academy
in January.
in
I mean,
January.
we had to
Or
buy a
we
rain
paid
coat
for it
and all that.
last year,
I
hold on, let me look at
We get a
that.
brand new guy, we gotta buy.
I thought we bought it like in January right before we went, but you're saying maybe we would have bought it in December?
I think it was,
I think
let me,
it was-
let me look, River City Workwear.
Yeah, we did obviously explain why it's not showing in the budget.
I wouldn't think it would have to go up too much, cause like me, so everything was bought this year, that stuff's gonna be good for another year before it really, like, I've been doing it long enough. About every 2 years you need to buy new stuff, cause it starts to look bad.
Right,
So you're gonna have one guy every,
You know, not only if Joey gets whacked, do we lose him, we lose a ball coach.
And a sign maker.
That's not, we gotta protect this guy.
Joey,
Bubble
I
wrap.
need a full bubble.
We need a line for bubble wrap.
Head to toe, head to toe.
I'm afraid that you don't get whacked.
No,
ballistic
So you
helmet.
think, well, just
It's
put it
gonna
to
happen in the
1,500,
diner.
just to be on the safe side?
First of all, it
1,500.
happened in the diner.
Yeah,
It's at 12.50 now.
Yeah.
I would do that.
He's gonna get whacked in the diner.
I think that safely would do us 2 guys, or really close.
Okay,
Yeah, about
Like Nash has already got the most of his stuff. Let's just use him for example, so, I mean, he's already got stuff, we would only have to add a few more things, we'll say that's if we get the
Yeah.
grant, and that's the guy we hire, we're gonna spend another maybe 300 on it,
okay,
but he's got the majority of stuff, so I think that's a safe.
okay.
I just wanna make whoever we hire feel like, hey, I got what I need and I'm ready to
Well,
go.
they can't look like Raggedy Ann out there either.
Well, we won't say.
There's videos that we watched at the academy where they would ask the guy why he killed the officer, and a lot of times he'd be like, his stuff wasn't dressed, or his uniform was, so, and they would talk about how they got stopped prior to that, and the guy really was squared away, all his stuff was shining, everything was neat, the guy took care of himself, so, I mean, there's people out there that
Okay.
pay attention.
Well, that's the authority, respect for authority, and if you're looking good, you know.
This guy's got his stuff together, I don't want that to,
We got 15 minutes,
just like me.
wrap it
Alright.
up,
Let's
same
go.
timing.
So the last one that we have on here, I don't think, I mean, do you feel like 2,500 is good for your repairs? I mean, it's typically
Yes.
tires and oil changes is what
Yeah,
you,
I would say we're good there.
what you use. And then we have the fire department budget in here, so,
So, well, I think we said we put it about 22, but we're still waiting on them to submit a budget, and that was based on whatever, but yeah, that's a.
so you wanna put it at 22,
Like,
or?
we can leave it for this moment, but until we get
Okay.
this meeting with Reen.
Okay,
So,
I'll circle it so we know. And that's pretty much everything, cause these other ones are just, well, I guess
Park.
park maintenance, I apologize,
parks,
so.
we spent nothing in the park, it says.
Well, we did,
We
we put, like, some of these things we put in here just in the event that we were going to have to
Pickleball
spend
court,
it, yeah.
25,000, yeah, I know.
Technology was if we were gonna do anything with like Wi-Fi and that kind of stuff down there, repairs and maintenance, structure maintenance, equipment, I mean,
Well, I think that knowing this, and of course the park board just, they just approved having Lambs do that netting. We'll figure that out, yeah, that happened at the meeting.
Well,
last night.
upon finding other funding sources to
So
help
we'll
with
see how
that.
we
Some
sort
of
it
this
out.
park maintenance, we got some trees we need to have taken down professionally, and stumps we need ground out down there. So that's gonna cost some money.
Well, we need some bollards put back in,
Right.
so we got some things, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that this year or not. And we talked about the trees planting, we're still waiting on quotes for that too, so.
Well, the maintenance for the trees that's going to fall, that's a safety issue, and that needs to be addressed, immediately, actually. You want,
And Noah's been, I'm having a hard time getting Noah to get things quoted back to us for trees and for the trimming over the
well, I
cemetery.
know we can get,
Dave
well, Dave Shelton was quoted right away.
Yeah, he just quoted a job here, he'll be in board within 2 weeks.
Now, we got the fella, I'll give you the card that grinds the stumps.
Yeah, I
for
got
Dave
it on
Shelton,
there, yeah.
And he's dirt cheap.
Okay,
We need to get these two ground out here right away, or
mhm,
sometime. And there's some down at the park that need ground out right now too, so you get with Chris and Todd on that.
okay.
You wanna get, somebody tell Chris to get with Dave Shelton, does he know the trees that will be taken down?
Yeah, they both do, yeah.
Okay.
And then
I'll
tell
have
me,
him reach out to him.
some of them are like, they're dead in the tops. I mean, if you're walking around, you don't notice it, if you look up, oh crap. And they're gonna come down, and
Oh,
they could
yeah.
come down on somebody.
Right. Yeah, I think we ought to get all that stuff, we got budget, I guess the point I was making is, we've got money if we have to take something from the park takes their monies,
Well,
and we have to have
I
money
would
for
hope that you
maintenance.
did too, the park board was gonna take the lead on this, but it's not gonna happen, so we're gonna have to.
On what? Maness?
On the safety stuff.
Oh, on the safety, so, yeah, so on the Ness, and so they approved it, but it was all pending, the approval, where to go, was the money coming from Little League, some money coming from Friends, and some coming from the park board's budget, however it is, to get the 18,000, just to get that taken care of. Well, like I said, we've got money here to work with.
Well, this other stuff is all parts, it's not, yeah.
Now we got our erosions too.
Right, that's something else we gotta take care of too.
So that's another
Mhm.
park expense to get in here and repairs. And so
And
repairs, we got
probably
5,000.
next year, we're gonna have to look at repaving everything. It's getting bad shape over there, that big lot's in bad shape.
Yeah, we
That's
said it all.
probably gonna take a grant to do that. If there's one of those.
Yeah, I don't know if we can find one for paving the
Park.
park. I mean, that's not
And
a,
we can't use our
Flowery.
local streets money for that either.
no.
That's what I'm saying, we're gonna have to figure something out.
Mhm.
So it'd have to be in the repairs budget, we had the budget in our repairs budget, I'm assuming, for the park. So maybe we take the stuff that we've had at the sports complex and just throw it up in there to repairs budget, make it
Now, I think we can, the main road going into the park, I think that can be out of our streets, but the parking lots cannot.
I don't know, we'll have to check on that.
But, well, I picked pepper out of fly shit, and we just find where it's at here and do it, right?
Did y'all catch that Rudyism? But yeah, I think we can remove the sports complex, remove that money.
Well, I
maybe.
mean, we can leave it, cause I mean, all of those have the same code, which was done on purpose, so that if we have to move money around, it can be shifted around in there, so.
Makes sense.
That's why the code numbers are the same.
At this point, we're almost through August and we haven't spent any of that money, and that's,
Well, and we kinda did that, cause we overinflated the budget last year, and this was a big chunk of that overinflation, so,
between it and the 40,000 we put for employees.
Well, it's all wishful thinking.
for medical, yeah,
Yeah,
so.
That's the part that gets in my brain, we're making a budget, and we're really trying to figure out, well, we ain't gonna have it anyway.
Well, and I mean, not next year, but the year after that, I mean, our amount that we get from the
Less and less
state
and
is
less.
gonna be less
Did
and
you
less.
see
and
how
less.
much less, what Charlestown and Jeffersonville get?
Yeah, well, I mean, but they operate with a
Millions.
much larger,
Millions.
Budget, yeah.
Jeffersonville's losing like 30 million,
so,
yeah.
I mean, we'll feel it, just, but we won't feel it
Well,
to that
percentage wise, it was
extreme.
like 38% of the budget. If we lose 38% of our budget,
It's huge,
it's over
but
$100,000.
right
That's a lot.
now, yeah,
what we gonna do?
we'll,
Well, we gonna try.
we'll have a donation thing out here at Dollar General.
The diner.
The diner, yeah.
We'll have, JoJo walking around the subdivision,
I'll
yeah.
donate my
I'll be at the
salary.
flashy
Feed
light
the
during the
town
day.
employees.
Bicycle patrol, I want one of the electric ones.
You know.
We can't ride it
all
on the
jokes
trail.
aside, we do need to get a couple electric bicycles.
Oh, gosh, here we go, I'm sorry I said that.
We had them before, we had bicycles before. We had 2 track bicycles, back when we had 19 reserve officers.
19 reserve,
We had 11.
what kind of clothing budget did you have then?
Oh, it was outside. We let them wear short pants and t-shirts, we didn't care. We just sold a little badge on it.
He's got a couple of them hanging in his closet, so.
Probably.
Next to his badge, his
Bruce
FBI.
wear bicycle shorts with a badge.
You guys don't wanna see that.
Alright, anything else to discuss, guys?
Well, it's
Actually,
kinda
ahead of
productive.
schedule. Now let's close it. Got a motion?
Motion closed.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is done.